I arrived in the small historical town as dawn stretched its cool, dewy fingers over cobblestone streets. The town, steeped in memories and whispering secrets of a bygone era, welcomed me back with an almost tangible nostalgia. I settled into an old mansion, its weathered stone and creaking wooden floors, speaking of days filled with youthful laughter and quiet moments of introspection. Every corner of the house exuded the delicate balance of warmth and melancholy, a testament to the life I once knew. Outside, the air was heavy with the scent of wet earth and the promise of a new beginning. Narrow alleyways, flanked by time-worn brick facades and vintage lampposts, led me on a silent tour of the past. The quiet courtyards, where shadows danced with the early morning light, held echoes of conversations and fleeting smiles. It was as if the town itself breathed life into memories long dormant. In that tender moment of return, my heart stirred with both comfort and apprehension. The familiarity of the streets mingled with an unspoken anticipation, a sense that this homecoming would unravel threads of old connections and spark unforeseen encounters. As I walked, every step on the cobblestones echoed the bittersweet realization that life had come full circle, inviting me to rediscover not only the town I once knew, but also the person I had been. At the mansion's ornate doorway, I found myself face to face with Madison. Her presence was impossible to ignore, a striking figure whose icy, penetrating gaze seemed to unravel the layers of my guarded soul. In that fleeting, charged moment, her eyes spoke of secrets and shared histories, hinting at a past filled with hidden rendezvous and unspoken promises. There was something both magnetic and unnerving about her, a silent challenge that stirred the embers of memories I had long buried. As she stepped closer, the air between us grew thick with tension. Her cool smile, enigmatic yet unsettling, recalled the clandestine moments we once stole in whispered silence. But alongside the rush of forbidden familiarity, I felt an unexpected sting, a reminder of Avery. In that instant, the delicate equilibrium of my heart wavered. Avery, with her steadfast warmth and gentle understanding, had anchored me to a life of undeniable certainty. Now, Madison's piercing eyes brought forth a tempest of conflicting emotions. I stood at the threshold of a profound internal battle, caught between the pull of a tantalizing past and the responsibilities of a promised future. The contrast was stark and immediate, the icy allure of Madison and the comforting light of Avery. With each passing heartbeat, I became painfully aware that every glance exchanged with Madison was not just a meeting of eyes, but a confrontation with my own concealed desires and hidden regrets. In that charged moment, I sensed that the choices I had made, and the ones I had yet to make, were inextricably bound to the fate of these two enigmatic women. The day unfolded as a cascade of unforeseen moments, each one deepening the silent bond between us and intensifying the undercurrent of longing. My morning began in a local culinary workshop, where the rich aroma of herbs and simmering sauces mingled with the echoes of childhood meals. Amid the clatter of utensils and bursts of laughter, I found a fleeting respite from my inner turmoil, momentarily absorbed in the art of flavor and tradition. Later, I wandered through the town's quaint park, where sunlight filtered through the boughs of ancient trees and the gentle murmur of conversation filled the air. I paused to help tend an overgrown garden at a dilapidated estate, a place where nature was reclaiming lost memories. In every shared smile with a stranger and each quiet moment of reflection among the blossoms, I sensed a subtle but persistent presence. Madison. As twilight deepened, destiny led me to a crumbling greenhouse on the outskirts of the estate. Its glass walls, fogged by years of rain and neglect, cast a dim, ghostly glow over the interior. There, beneath the muted light of a solitary lamp, the tension between us reached its zenith. Madison emerged from the shadows, her gaze laden with unspoken histories and a magnetic pull that defied reason. In that suspended moment, our eyes locked, each glance a silent confession of secrets and longing. The air trembled with anticipation as the barriers of restraint melted away, and our lips met in a forbidden, passionate kiss. In that electrifying instant, the line between the past and the present blurred, leaving only the raw intensity of desire and the bittersweet taste of what might have been. In the midst of that charged intimacy, the sound of footsteps shattered the fragile cocoon of our secret moment. Avery had returned without warning, her presence slicing through the haze of desire like a cold gust of wind. The unexpected intrusion turned our whispered promises into a chaotic symphony of emotion. Her eyes, once filled with unwavering trust, now blazed with a mix of disbelief, hurt, and unspoken accusation. The sudden collision of our worlds sent shockwaves through me. One moment, I was lost in the magnetic pull of Madison's touch. The next, Avery's silent condemnation left me suspended between two diverging paths. Avery's gaze bore into me with a clarity that forced me to confront the betrayals I hadn't dared to name, stirring up guilt and an overwhelming sense of responsibility. The intimate sanctuary of the greenhouse, moments before a haven for forbidden passion, now felt like a battleground where the past and present clashed violently. Avery's silent words echoed louder than any spoken accusation as I struggled to reconcile the tender moments shared with Madison against the steadfast promises once made to Avery. The tension in the air was palpable, a storm of shattered dreams, lingering regrets, and the painful realization that the choices I had embraced were not without consequence. In that charged instant, I was caught in a relentless torrent of conflicting emotions, each wave threatening to pull me further away from the person I believed I was. In the aftermath of the emotional storm, I sought refuge in a modest motel on the outskirts of town. The night was relentless, a cascade of rain tapping a somber rhythm against the window, echoing the steady beating of my conflicted heart. Alone in the sparse room, I sank into a worn armchair, letting the muted glow of a street lamp outside mingle with the soft hum of distant traffic. Every raindrop seemed to wash away fragments of past illusions, urging me to confront the truth I had long evaded. The silence was both a comfort and a challenge, a space where my thoughts roamed free. I revisited the day's tumultuous events, the fervor of a forbidden kiss, the piercing disapproval in Avery's eyes, and the magnetic pull of Madison's enigmatic allure. In that solitude, the chaotic clash of emotions slowly unfurled into clarity. I recognized the necessity of accepting my mistakes, of shedding the weight of past expectations, to forge a path that was truly my own. As the rain tapered off, a fragile sense of resolve began to crystallize. The storm outside had quieted, and with it the tumult within me. I realized that moving forward meant